Right now, missing sections of sidewalks. Projects unfinished due to the snow. We're asking city engineers when they'll get fixed.
And Madison Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway is asking the Pentagon to take action and remove Truax as the top contender for F-35 fighter jets.
Plus, a new law aims to put prescription drugs in the hands of doctors and patients rather than insurance companies.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at 6.
Thank you for joining us tonight. First, we have breaking news. An Edgerton middle schooler has been found safe after being reported missing earlier this afternoon.
Rock County Dispatch tells us the boy ran into some woods near his school. Adam Duxter's live there now. He joins us with the very latest. Adam?
Yeah, Eric and Charlotte, school district officials with the school district of Edgerton say it started right here at Edgerton Middle School at around 2:45 this afternoon. That's when they say a student ran from the school's front door into the woods just across the street. And they say with the temperatures plummeting, they were concerned about the student's safety. And that's why they say they called the authorities as soon as they could. Edgerton police paired with the Rock County Sheriff's Office to use drone technology and canines to find the missing student just miles away. And tonight they say they're grateful for that teamwork that led to him being found, but also they say they're just relieved.
In one word, relieved. In one word, relieved. Proud of our staff, proud of our local law enforcement for everybody coming together to return the child home safely.
We had a great collaboration between all law enforcement agencies in the area, and I have to say I'm very proud as the chief and of the Edgerton Police Department and the great relationship we have with other law enforcement agencies to get that type of cooperation that we got today.
Now, due to school district confidentiality policies, there's not a lot the district can say about this student tonight, but they did include that he was not wearing a coat at the time that he left the school. So again, with snow coming relatively quickly after that, it was a main concern for them to find him beforehand. And again, tonight they say that they're glad he is safe and with his family tonight.
Good ending of that story. Adam Duxter live in Edgerton. Adam, thank you.
Well, the cold weather put a temporary hold on repairing sidewalks. Now hundreds of openings are left in place, causing concern from residents. Gabriela Becerra is live in West Madison, where this project is taking place. Gabriela?
There are openings like this one where a section of the sidewalk is missing and blocked off by cones in some neighborhoods throughout West Madison. These openings are a part of Madison's sidewalk repair program that was put on a temporary hold because of the unexpected cold weather. Concrete cannot be poured when the temperature is below 32 degrees, so the city of Madison says it's a matter of waiting for the weather to warm up before the gaps can be filled.
General plan for all work that still needs to be done is wait for that weather to rise above 32, and once it does, we're ready to work and finish it up for the year.
Pouring cement in below freezing temperatures would decrease the quality, leading to the repairs not lasting as long. The city of Madison says that if it does not get warmer and the weather stays unpredictable, what they'll do is have a temporary fill put in and then come back in the spring and pour the concrete then. But they are hoping that the weather will warm up soon.
The Halloween snow caused some delays, but curbside leaf and yard waste collections continue today. The Madison Streets Division is collecting bags or loose yard waste piles that can be identified under the snow. To find out when crews will be collecting in your neighborhood, you can check the pickup schedule map at cityofmadison.com/yard waste.
Well, you saw in those live shots, there's some precipitation around the area at this hour. Here's Gary Canalte as we look ahead of the weekend. Gary?
Well, Eric, we do have some light snow and mixed in with a little bit of rain across southern Wisconsin, but it's not sticking to the ground, and you can see the back edge of the precipitation now starting to move in west of Madison. Visibility is right now where it is snowing down to about 2 to 3 miles, so the snow coming down at a decent clip, but with temperatures still above freezing. Here in Madison, we're at 35 degrees, Janesville 36. We're not looking at anything that would stick to the ground. By tomorrow morning, temperatures will be in the upper 20s. By that time, we'll be down to just a few flurries. Those should end tomorrow morning. Then we'll look for skies to turn partly sunny in the afternoon, but it'll still remain cold with a high of 38. And with more snow, with all that snow on the ground, we're going to see our temperatures stay cold through next week.
All right, Gary, thank you very much. And as we hold on, we're getting through some stories here. All right, another staff member next at 6. Another staff member at a Madison school is on leave after allegedly using a racial slur with a student.
School district officials confirmed a substitute teacher at Hamilton Middle School is being investigated for this incident. Jamie Perez joins us now with what we know about this.
Well, the principal sent out a letter to parents as of yesterday, letting them know about it. According to information reported by Madison 365, the student's mom said the incident started on a school bus when students were talking about the Marlon Anderson case. Anderson was fired from West High for repeating the N-word to a student who was using that word against him. The student went to school to confide in the teachers and tell them that she was uncomfortable with the other students talking about it. And one teacher that she told this to said the N-word when asking if that was what the student was upset about. The student's mom told Madison 365 that a similar situation happened to her daughter about a year ago. In the letter sent out to parents at Hamilton Middle School, Principal John Burkholder said, "Our top priority has been to support the students involved and take appropriate next steps. While I cannot get into the details, I want to emphasize that racial slurs have no place in our schools." And I did reach out to the school district for comment, but they have not gotten back to me. And we've also reached out to the students' parents for comment, but again, have not heard back from them yet.
Well, Jamie, thank you. Not guilty pleas have been entered on behalf of Richland Center's police chief, who is charged with sexual assault and theft. A judge in Richland County Circuit Court set a $5,000 signature bond for Lucas Clements this morning. He's on paid administrative leave. A criminal complaint says he groped a female bartender repeatedly last June and then stole her tip money. Bond has been set at $100,000 cash for 2 men involved in a Langdon Street shooting. Investigators say Benjamin Nickel and Jeremiah Kobe shot at someone during a marijuana deal last month. Nickel faces a charge of attempted first-degree intentional homicide. Kobe faces a charge of being party to that crime. The two are not allowed to be in the state and Langdon Street area and cannot have contact with a third man allegedly involved in that case.
Thrown out with the trash, a dead alligator was found next to some garbage cans in Milwaukee yesterday. Police were called to the scene after a man spotted the frozen remains inside a container when he went to toss his own trash bags into the bins. The sanitation department will take care of disposing of the dead gator properly, but police are trying to figure out who dumped the animal and if any charges might follow.
Madison Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway asking the Pentagon to reconsider listing Truax Field as the preferred location to house the F-35. In a 14-page letter sent today, the mayor says the environmental impact statement understated significant impacts on low-income residents and communities of color living near Truax. She also listed water contamination, noise, and other environmental issues as top concerns. Today is the final day for public comment on the F-35 coming to Madison. Wisconsin agricultural officials say new federal rules established this week will not impact the 2020 growing season. The U.S. Department of Agriculture released guidelines on record-keeping, testing, and licensing requirements for state and tribal hemp programs. State officials say the agency is still reviewing the rule to see how it will affect state regulation.
At the state capitol next week, the Senate is prepared to approve a constitutional amendment that would prohibit the governor from using his veto powers to increase spending. Approval is almost certain, but it would still have to pass both legislative houses in 2 consecutive sessions, as well as a statewide referendum. The vote is scheduled for Tuesday. A practice health insurance companies use to keep the cost of prescription drugs down is being reformed.
The step therapy law goes into effect today. Rose Schmidt shares one patient's story and why she says this will help people all over the state get easier access to medications they need. Rose?
If your insurance company has ever required you to try a different, less expensive medication before using the one your doctor prescribed, then you've been stepped. That's the case for Deb Constein from Sun Prairie.
We lived in the Northwoods in Wausau.
For Deb Constein, this day is one to celebrate.
So I know November 1st, it's huge.
But it takes her back to a time almost 2 decades ago when household work was no easy feat.
I was having such bad stomach pain that I couldn't take care of my 18-month-old. My husband had to take a couple days off to kind of take care of my son.
Medications that Deb took to treat her rheumatoid arthritis caused damage to her stomach. Her doctor prescribed a new med that eased her pain, but she says her insurance company made her stop taking it and try alternative meds first to save them money, a process called step therapy.
I was stable. Why take somebody off a stable medication and have them go back to the beginning on stuff that I'd already failed?
A law that goes into effect Friday changes the step therapy protocol to allow patients like Deb to ask for exemptions to this process. Insurance companies have to grant or deny the request within 3 days, or 1 day in an emergency.
It only seeks to hopefully make our job easier.
Thad Schumacher owns Fitchburg Family Pharmacy. He hopes this law change will speed up the timelines in getting patients the medications they need.
So we see it quite often that prescriptions are written for patients. Their provider feels that's the best choice for them, and they're not covered because they're not on formulary or they need a prior authorization.
He says this law change could lead to increased costs in the healthcare industry and points out that there is a time and a place for this practice.
It's always beneficial for the patients to get a generic if it's possible.
In Deb's case, she ended up going back to the original medication that worked for her. But the difficulties and pain she faced in between is time she hopes no one else ever has to spend.
It was only a short amount of time. It was probably a month, but a month of my life that I don't want to, live through again as far as that goes.
The law goes into effect today, but insurance companies using step therapy have until January 1st to make sure they're complying with this law. The companies also have to have an appeal process if they choose to deny a patient's request.
Rose Schmidt reporting. Rose, thank you. Next at 6, a celebration and grand opening on the east side today.
The newly restored GARVER feed mill has deals and tours going on this weekend. We'll take a look inside. Stay with us.
Madison police want to know what you think about the job they're doing. The department launching a community survey asking people to rate how the officers in their neighborhood are doing. Everything from being visible on our streets, fighting crime, to whether they treat people fairly. We have a link to that survey on our website, channel3000.com.
New at 6, the Wisconsin Historical Society has a new collection piece. This 20-foot wooden-hulled boat was used in Tommy Bartlett water ski shows from the late 1950s to the 1970s. The iconic showman and entertainer died in 1998, but his ski show is still going strong in Wisconsin Dells. This boat is rare, one of only 2 made by Correct Craft Incorporated. It uses an extremely powerful engine with low-end torque for pulling a lot of skiers at once.
When you think of those dramatic water ski shows, this is the tool that made the Pyramid Water Ski Act happen. And it's important for us to collect that, but it's also more important for us to be able to share that.
The Historical Society says the boat is in remarkable shape, considering the hundreds of hours of water ski shows each summer season in Wisconsin and winter season in Florida. The next step is to determine the best way to clean the boat. They hope to have it in a museum within the next 5 years. For the first time, the historic Garver feed mill on the city's east side is fully open to the public.
There are 11 tenants in the renovated space full-time, everything from spas to coffee shops. And today, those in the nearby community were given an exclusive first look at what to expect, with Governor Tony Evers saying this was not just a game changer for Madison, but the whole county. One tenant we spoke with today tells us feel like they're part of something bigger.
It's just a part of a community of people who share the same drive, the same ethics, the same wanting to create something special here in Madison. And so we're all part of it together. We're all riding the roller coaster ride together, and we are collaborating in many different ways.
And of course, there's a lot of food at the newly renovated building, including ice cream and Ian's Pizza.
Coming up in sports, it's Prep Mania night. Included in our coverage is Madison Memorial High School. They're the #1 seed and undefeated on the season.
And you'll need extra layers tonight if you're heading out to watch a game under those Friday night lights. Gary will have a very chilly first alert forecast next.
Gary Canalti is outside in the backyard patio. And Gary, what's going on out there? Is that snow, drizzle, both?
Well, a little of both, yeah. Temperatures are in the mid-30s, so nothing is sticking to the ground. The patio is just wet here, but as you can see, I'm getting a little white here as the snowflakes continue to filter down. By tomorrow's farmer's market, most of the snow should be over with. Might be down to just a few flurries, and then skies will start turning partly sunny as we head toward the noon hour. Temperatures, though, are going to start out cold in the upper 20s and only be in the mid-30s by the time lunchtime rolls around. Just a reminder, this is the weekend. You got to set your clock back an hour Sunday night or Saturday night before you go to bed. Set your clock back an hour. Get an extra hour of sleep this weekend. But the temperatures are going to stay cold because of the snow that's on the ground. You can see the average high temperature drops from 52 to 48 over the next 10 days. And look at where our temperatures are, basically between the upper 30s and the lower 40s for the next 10 days. Snow cover is pretty widespread over southeastern Wisconsin. The farther north and west you go, the less snow there is. And tonight the snow has been coming down, but with temperatures generally in the 30s Mid to upper 30s. Nothing is sticking to the ground. There's a little bit of rain mixed in with that as well. You can see pinpoint visibilities, though. A few places seeing visibilities down to around 1 to 3 miles. So that's where the heavier snow is falling. But again, nothing sticking to the ground. There are the current temperatures. They're far enough above freezing that we're not expecting any accumulation. Still seeing some light snow at Platteville from the Queen Bee Radio Skycam. The WISC Skycam looks pretty hazy here as we have light snow falling. That's looking in an easterly direction. And the Edgewater Skycam in downtown Madison showing a little bit of light snow in the lights of the Capitol. As we check out the almanac for today, it's another cold day across southern Wisconsin. A little better than yesterday, but our high temperature of 39 is still well below the average high of 52. The overnight low temperature of 17, which is 2 degrees above the record low of 15. And right now we're at 35 degrees with light snow falling. Winds out of the west-southwest at 7 miles per hour. Our wind chill had a chilly 29 degrees. And you can see across the country, generally a northwesterly wind flow bringing cold air through much of the central and eastern portions of the country behind the cold front that basically has swept off the coast. And we have another cold front coming in with these light snow showers and flurries. Behind it, temperatures drop off even a little further. Tomorrow we'll see temperatures maybe a degree or two colder than today. Not a dramatic cool down, but certainly nothing that will help warm our temperatures up. So our forecast for tonight, cloudy skies, light snow and rain mixed in this evening, then some flurries late, low at 28. Tomorrow the flurries will end early, then it'll turn partly sunny in the afternoon, but our high temperature is still well below normal at 38. Rain and snow showers will move on out this evening. A few flurries moving in overnight, low temperatures in the upper 20s. Highs tomorrow, upper 30s. The skies clear out during the afternoon. Turn partly cloudy for tomorrow night. Low temperatures dropping into the middle 20s. And then as you head into Sunday, clouds come back. So this is a chance for a rain or snow shower with high temperatures eventually in the lower 40s. 7 to 10 day forecast, those temperatures staying well below normal. Low 40s on Monday, but then we drop back to the 30s on Tuesday. And then by Thursday and Friday of next week, high temperatures only in the upper 20s before we start to see temperatures rebound a little bit for next weekend.
While you won't hear that many swear words during Sunday's game with the Packers and the Chargers, and one Mount Horeb grad hits the Kohl Center floor again. Let's talk hoops after the break. Yes, it's level 2 playoffs in the high school football gridiron. More on that in moments, but it's also exhibition ball night. The Wisconsin men's basketball team hits the Kohl Center floor against an intra-state opponent. UW lacrosse in the house. Jay Wilson, the point guard of our coverage for tonight at the Kohl Center, with a little local flair in tonight's game. Jay.
That's right, Kevin. For the last 16 seasons, the Badgers have invited a WIAC school to open their season with an exhibition game here at the Kohl Center, and tonight's opponent is UW lacrosse. Now, the Badgers typically win these games by anywhere from 25 to 50 points, but that doesn't lessen the excitement and the experience for the WIAC schools to get a chance to play here at the Kohl Center. Now, one of the members of that lacrosse team already has some great memories of playing here. Mount Horeb's Tarek Nessheim was a part of the Vikings' 2015 state championship, the only boys basketball title in Mount Horeb basketball history. His dad, Todd, was the coach, and his mom, Colleen, is the athletic director at Mount Horeb High School. This is going to be a special night for the Nessheims.
Being able to play at the Kohl Center against the Badgers, you know, going to those games as a kid, it'll be a pretty special thing to be a part of and just get to experience for once. It's kind of a once-in-a-lifetime thing.
When he was at state in 2015, it was the trip of a lifetime, having him there and coaching, you know, having Coach Nessheim there with them. But so having him back, it's pretty awesome. We didn't think this could happen again, and who would have thought that he'd be his senior year and having this opportunity to go back to the Kohl Center.
A couple of other guys to watch locally for lacrosse tonight. Sun Prairie's Sean Sukamel, DeForest Austin Westra, and Cuba City's Cole Kleiner also on the roster. Portage's Craig Steele is also one of the guys they figured was going to be pretty good for him, but he was hurt in a scrimmage over the weekend, so he will not play tonight. Wisconsin and lacrosse tip just after 7 here at the Kohl Center. Kevin, back to you.
Thank you very much, Jay. Enjoy the ball game. Well, if you've been on the sidelines for an NFL game, you'll notice there are more than a couple choice words exchanged between teams. Trash talk is a tale as old as time, but Chargers quarterback Phillip Rivers will be keeping it clean against the Packers. Rivers, a devout Christian, doesn't swear at all. No bad words. It'll be loud, but it'll be like PG or PG-13 rated. A little change of pace for when the Packers try to rattle Rivers and improve to 8-1.
Quick story that happened, I think it was last year, week 14 when we played them. And he was like, Z, you're not going to get me today. And I think I had got him twice. And but at the end of the day, man, you know, 2 times. Yeah, you know, at the end of the day, football is football. We have fun at the same time. But I'm just glad that we get to face him again and go back over there and play him.
That's pretty neat, though, to talk trash and not. Yeah, I mean, that's gifted right there. That's gifted. Talk trash and not curse while you're doing it. I wish I can do that.
Yeah, right. High school football, you say? Well, we got level 2 and we got lots of it. These are just some of the games we'll be covering tonight at 10 o'clock. Madison Memorial tries to stay unbeaten. Sun Prairie shoots for a road upset. Divisions 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 all tonight. And the key is to put the hot hands hand warmers already in your socks or in the gloves before you go out, so it's nice and toasty out there.
Yeah, fans as well. Bundle up.
Yeah.
It's going to be chilly out there, right, Gary?
Still have some light snow out there. Right now, visibility's down to about 3 miles here in Madison, but temperatures are above freezing, so that'll keep the snow from sticking.
Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 6.
Stay warm out there, and we'll see you back here at 10.